Hi Lana, welcome to our fifth lesson under module 3, question number 15 from KCPE 2015 to 2019. The question read like this: Rono cycled from town R at an average speed of 72 kilometers per hour and took 3 hours and 30 minutes to reach town S. Kefa cycled the same distance and took 4 hours. At what speed or average speed was Kefa cycling? 2019 KCPE according to Kenya National Examination Council. Solution: draw a sketch. So you have town R and we have town S. Now we need to write the speed, time and distance, STD for Rono and STD for Kefa. So we have Rono, we need to know the distance. We have speed, time and distance, STD. So speed is 72, time is 3 hours and 30 minutes, distance we don't know. Kefa, we need to also establish his STD. So speed we don't know, time we don't know, but distance we can get it from Rono, because the distance between town R and S are the same because they use the same distance. Therefore, formula of calculating speed is distance over time. And now distance is calculated by speed times time. How do you get this one from this? So you want to make this one the subject, so you multiply both sides by time. So distance will be speed times time. So this one will give you that. And when you want to get time, it will be time is here, it is being multiplied by speed, so you divide by speed, so time will be distance over speed. Very simple. So in this case we want to get the distance, so to use 72, that is speed times time, 72, and remember to convert 30 minutes into hours, so it will be 3 hours and a half. So in this case you multiply by 2 times this, you get 6 plus 1, you get 7 over 2. So you multiply, you get 272 kilometers. So the distance between R and S is 272 kilometers. Now, since we have the distance here and we have the time, so we go to the formula of calculating speed. Speed is equals to distance over time. So we know distance is 252 kilometers divided by time that Kefa used to cycle. So divide by 4, you get your answer as 63.63 kilometers per hour. That is the answer. B, a business woman or a man saved 900,000 in a fixed deposit account which earned a compound interest at the rate of 15% per annum, not rare. How much money did he have in the bank at the end of 2 years? So KCPE 2018, and this is a solution. So a businessman saved 900,000. Principal is 900,000. We have rate 15 per annum. Per annum is per year. Then we have time 2 years. Interest in the first year is PRT, principal rate times time, and this it is the same formula that you use when you're calculating simple interest, but there's some slight difference. So in this case, interest will be 900,000 times 15 times 100 times 1 year. So not here, we're not multiplying everything by 2 because this is compound interest calculated per year, or maybe according to how the question is framed. If this was given per month, then this one will be calculated per month, but this one is per annum, per year, so 1 year. So in the first year the interest was 135,000. So after doing that, so in this one you add to the principal to know the total amount payable after 1 year. So principal is 900,000 plus this one, you get 1,035,000 end of first year. Now we move to the second year, and in the second year we are going to use this one as the principal. We are not going to use this one, we are going to use this one, which was at the end of first year. So second year principal, if you want to get now the total amount like we have gotten here, you say principal plus PRT, principal rate times time. But what are you going to use here as a principal? We are going to use 1,035,000, this one. So then PRT, you're going to use the same principal, 1,035,000, and 35,000 times 15 times 1. So this is the first year, the second year. Note the difference between this and the simple interest. So after getting this interest, then you add to the principal. So the amount of money paid at the bank at the end of 2 years will be 1,035,000. You add this interest, so you're going to get 1,190,250. So our choice is C. Then we move on to question C, and this one I want you to pay keen attention, because this is where the construction is, and sometimes it carry more time and more marks. So a parallelogram EFGH such that line GH is 7 centimeters, HE 5 centimeters, and angle GHE 45. 2017 question of KCPE according to Kenya National Examination Council. The question was about a half the diagonal HF. Solution: you have the line here. The first thing you read is GH, so make sure that you measure GH. Open your compass, go to the ruler, draw an arc, then open 7 centimeters on the ruler, then you mark there. Then after you have done that, label G, then we have H. After you have done that, we are supposed to make 5 centimeters from HE. So where do we have? We have H here. You open your compass 5 centimeters, okay, then you make an arc that way. After making that, then you are required to make an angle of 45, but here we don't have an angle of 45. But since we want this angle to be at this point, then we need now to construct here some angles. So the easiest is to construct an angle of 60. How do we construct an angle of 60? You get the same radius as the first one, then you stand at this point, and then you make an arc there. Then using the same radius of 5 centimeters, stand at this point, you make an arc. In this case, you'll have divided 180 into 3 equal parts, meaning each will be 60. So that's the first one, the second, and then the third. So this one will be 60 degrees, this one 60, and this one 60. Therefore, if you have 60, 60, 60, then we want to get 45. But we can get 45 from 90. So we need now to bisect this angle to make an angle of 30 plus 60. Then 30 plus 60. So we have 30. So by bisecting, we put the compass there, you draw an arc there, you place it here, you put an arc there, then you join with a line. Then this one will have 30 plus 60, you make an angle of 90. So when you have 90, you bisect the angle 90 to get 45. And you have to be very careful where you are standing. So you stand at this point, bisect, you stand at this point, you make an arc, you stand at this point, okay, not this one. You stand at this point, you make an arc there, then you join a line, so you'll have formed an angle 45. You have to be very careful. We're looking G, H, and then we have our E there. So this angle 45. So this is the point E. Then from that point, we proceed to this other end because we are making a parallelogram. So in this case, you measure 5 and then 5 centimeters like this one, and then you put an arc there. Then this is good. You subtend at that end, okay, and then you come and stand at this point and you make an arc from this curve, okay. You stand here, then you come here, you stand there, then you draw a curve, the one that is indicated in green. So you make that curve. After you have done that, then you proceed to put a point there. So you stand at this point and then you draw a line. After you have done that, then put your point F there and then draw the parallel lines. So that one is parallel to that one, and then this one is parallel to that. So we have made our parallelogram E FGH. Now the question, what is the length of a half of the diagonal HF? So some students don't read these. Look at the side, the length of diagonal HF. So they will miss the answer because they don't read this one. It can be a quarter, a half, or any something else. So read. So from that, you draw now the line HF. But now when you measure, you get 11. Then divide by 2 because of this statement. A half the diagonal HF. So 5.5. So your correct answer is C, 5.5 centimeter. We move on. Part D, the diagram below shows a plot land drawn to scale 1:100,000. So we have that plot. What is the metro area of the plot, the measure of the plot in acres? So in this case, what you need to know is that the meaning of the scale, it means 1 centimeter on the paper represent 100,000 centimeters on the ground. So using your ruler, starting from 0, carefully measure the diagram given. So you measure from this point to that point. So in this case, you'll find that this one is 7 centimeters and the other one was 4 centimeters. So we are going to find the length is 7, and it is good you measure carefully. Always start at 0 from your ruler, not at 1. Then this 7 on the paper will represent that. So you multiply by 100,000. Then you multiply by 100,000 the width, and you get the value. Remember, 1 meter is equals to 100 centimeters. So if you convert these centimeters into meters, you're going to get 28 million meters squared. 28 million, because we are looking at the area in hectares. But remember, 10,000 meters squared make 1 acre. So meaning, if you want to know the number of acres here, you divide by 10,000. In this case, you'll get this cancel out, and you're left with 2,800 acres. So that is your answer. Here we have the figure below is an incomplete parallelogram KLMN, K somewhere, L, M, N. And it is good to note that you follow in alphabetical order. Don't jump K, L, M, N. No, you just move in that line. K, L, M, N. They need to follow each other even when you're doing other construction. Complete the parallelogram. So in this case, what we need to do is to extend this point, okay? Then you draw an arc. You open and you draw an arc that way. After drawing an arc, then you stand at that point. Then you draw, using the same radius, you draw an arc there. Okay? So what we want to do, we want to transfer this angle to this point. Okay? So what do? Then we stand at this point and then we draw that arc. We stand at this one, we draw that one. Okay? So after drawing that one, you stand at this point. This part is similar to that. So you stand at this point, then you draw an arc, the purple one. Then after that, you join now with a line. Then the next thing you need to do is to know the distance here so that you know how far do you go. So we have transferred this angle to this point. Therefore, after you have done that, you stand at that point, and then you make an arc to know the length between M to N. Then you stand at L to know where K will be. So you stand at, this will be K now. Then after you have done that, you go now to the question. What is the length of the diagonal KM in centimeters? So you move to that, then you measure, and you're going to get your answer will be 3.5 centimeters. Construction is very simple. Thank you. So here is the assignment for you. Question 1 up to 4 to 5, and the answers are provided in the notes section. Thank you, and we wish you the best. In addition, there will be another question. Below is an incomplete parallelogram KLMN. Transfer one of the piece of the paper and complete the parallelogram. So this one you're supposed to transfer this information on a piece of paper, and then you draw the parallelogram. What is the length of the diagonal km in centimeters? In this case, after transferring, what you're supposed to do, you are supposed to do that, and you get the answer. The answers are provided in the notes section. At the end, we have end of module 3 examination. It will be testing speed and accuracy shall be tested. Ensure you are well prepared to tackle the 15 questions, and ensure you stay away from distracted and you have a stable internet. Thank you and all the best.